Hey, everybody, I'm Scott Weichel. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday night. It is a pleasure to have this gentleman back on my show tonight. He was on, oh gosh, a couple years ago now, I guess it was. And he is writing and recording some of his own music that is just fantastic, real country music. And every song he's got has a story to it, and I love that. I can just picture the story in my mind as I listen to the song. And he has just released a brand new single, and he's also working on a new EP. And we're going to play that new single for you tonight and talk to him about some great things going on. He is a Navy veteran from Rockwall, Texas. It's a pleasure to welcome Brandon Bamburg to My Kind of Country. Brandon, how you doing tonight?
Doing well, my friend. How are you?
Fantastic. So nice to have you on the show again.
Well, it's great to be back, man. Thanks for having me.
Well, I was very pleased that we got in touch a few years ago and started playing your songs, and we get a lot of positive response about your music. And I know that you've got some new music getting ready to come out, and lots of great things going on. So tell me what's happening, man.
Yes, sir. So we've got the EP entitled Youngest Old Man Around. That's going to be coming out November the 11th on Veterans Day this year. So I couldn't be more excited for it. It's been a long time coming. I've had demos done in the past where we've put those out there for sale and stuff, but this is the first official project as far as like mastered quality and just with some of the best musicians I've worked with in the studio before. We've got the great Milo Deering. He's on the steel guitar on the record. He played for many years with the Eagles, and just played with so many people. I think it was Leanne Rimes' song "Blue." He did the steel guitar for that. So just some great quality musicians on this record. We've got the single coming out entitled "Youngest Old Man Around." That'll be out August the 26th. Just a whole lot going on, and plus doing a lot of shows and everything. So I've been pretty blessed.
You can go to Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube, and also Facebook, Brandon Bamburg Music. We will put that information on our Facebook page, and you will be able to get the newest song he's got out. It's called "The Youngest Old Man Around," and I'm anxious to hear the story behind this song, Brandon.
Oh yeah. So that song there, people that know me know that I'm a pretty old soul. I turned 30 back in January this year. It'll be 31 coming up here soon, but I have an old soul in me, and I've always been that way. And I've never really been one for technology or following trends or anything like that, or what's the popular thing that's coming up nowadays and stuff. And a lot of times it just kind of makes me upset seeing how the world is just constantly changing. I got really just irritated with the way, particularly customer service nowadays has really gotten worse and worse. You go into a hardware store or somewhere and they don't want to help you out, and you're having to figure it all out on your own. In the song it says when you don't have all the answers are on your phones. It's like I kind of wish that I was one of those guys that grew up in the 50s and 60s to see when times were really good and people cared about what they did and they wanted to help others. And I think people are seeing that nowadays, where it's just getting worse in the world. And so I think a lot of people can relate to that song, and maybe they can find some inspiration for that. And, who knows? Maybe we can get some good, decent people out of it one day. We get those times back to the way they were. Well, maybe not, but I don't know. I'm one of those guys that just lives like old school. So just sit back and just enjoy life and not worry about what's on your phones all the time. And we have a habit of getting on these things and seeing what everybody in the world's doing, but whenever I try to break the habit, by playing dominoes or playing poker or just, going out and going for a bike ride or go for a run. Just something to get out and do something and not just uh, be trapped at home all day on your phones and stuff. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
That's kind of the reason why we're kind of spiraling downhill with this everything going on. So that was kind of what inspired me to write the song. Man, was just the way the world is changing so much.
Well, you're absolutely right. We're going to play that for our listeners tonight, and hope you pay real close attention to the lyrics. I think what Brandon is saying really hits home for a lot of us right now. And
exactly. And a lot of that too depends on the parents too. And you've raised your daughter right there. And if I ever do have younglings of my own, it's just that's how I'm going to raise them to be respectful. One, because the kids nowadays, and I'm sure your daughter's seen it with the kids her age. They have their own set of rules now. When I went to school, you couldn't. The kids nowadays, they're wearing full-grown beards in school, and they're wearing whatever they want, and they're getting away with it. Whereas, when I went in, if you had just a little peach fuzz on your face, they went in there and you had to shave with a dry razor.
Yeah.
They were strict with us back then, and you had to obey it. And but now they're unruly kids these days, and so it really just bugs me to see that that's our future.
Yeah.
And if it really scares me. So.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. No. That's for sure. Well, folks, the new song is called Youngest Old Man Around, and you can get that at Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all of the great places that we get our music, and Brandon Bamburg Music on Facebook. And Brandon, I know you're going to be releasing another single in October, and then, as you mentioned, the EP is coming out November 11th. And without letting the cat out of the bag, what can you tell me about the upcoming EP?
Well, we've got 5 songs on the EP. There's just some good country songs on there. We've got the song I'll be releasing in October is going to be entitled "For the Rest of My Life," and it's a good old love song, and it really talks about 2 people that have been through so much in their life that they finally found their soulmate, and it's just a real beautiful song, and the way the musicians played it just makes it even better. So I think a lot of people will love that. Maybe some people play it at their weddings one of these days, but and we've got a good drinking song on there, one called "Whiskey, Beer, and Wine." We've got a little line dance song that was a song that was inspired by my time in the Navy, one called "The Navy Blues," and we have another good country song on there called "Deep in My Heart," and it's all great songs on there. So I'm just really thrilled we're finally getting them out there, and so I think hopefully people will enjoy them too. So.
Well, great. Well, we'll be playing them as they come out. We'll be playing them on the show. I guarantee you that. And these are all songs that you wrote too, right?
Yes, sir. All of them.
That's great. Well, I know that you're a big Merle Haggard fan, and I'm sure that probably has a lot of influence on your songwriting. And what are some other influences that you have as far as both your songwriting and your style of musicianship?
Well, I was, like you said, Merle was a big one. Waylon, of course. From Texas. Every Texas musician or country musician always has Waylon inspired in them. But also, I love Bob Wills. I love Lefty Frizzell, and I grew up listening to Jim Reeves a lot. Those were some of my grandmother's favorite musicians was him, and Farron Young. Those were introduced to me at a very early age. I also loved Dwight Yoakam. That's one of my guys. I like to play his songs a lot at shows, and so he's he definitely was a big influence on me. And as far as like musicians wise, like players, I always loved Ralph Mooney's playing on the steel guitar.
Yeah.
Norman Hamlin, of course. Scotty Jaws. I mean, there's so many. It's just so hard to pick. Musicians out there, and then I've got so many in all different genres of music that I just admired over the years. And but as far as country wise, those guys right there are really my foundation. Especially Merlin Whalen. Those are my heroes right there. So
that's a good foundation to have.
They really inspired me to write songs, and that they were really my push to get going with music. Merle's playing, man. That guy. I mean, a lot of people didn't know how good of a guitar player he was too, man. Like, you could play that guitar. I mean, it was just like, it wasn't like it wasn't like a Eddie Van Halen style. It was like, it was like country picking. It was like, he just kind of, I don't know if Merle went by a format. I think he just kind of made stuff up as he went, and it just sounded great every time. So, and I kind of developed that kind of style of picking too. So, it just raw, that raw sound that I really love. That live raw sound. So
You bet.
that really influenced me. So.
Well, I'm glad you're carrying that on, and I'm glad you mentioned Norm Hamlet. He is a very loyal listener to my show, and I can guarantee you he'll be listening to this, so he'll be happy that you mentioned him.
Well, he's a sweet guy. I see him, and I forgot the other gentleman he's been doing shows with out in California. I think you've had him on the show before. What was his name?
Yeah, Mario Carboni. Yep.
Yes. He is man, that guy can play keyboard.
He sure can.
Sing too, man. So they're a great duo. So
Yeah,
I'd love
absolutely.
to work with them one day. So
That'd be great. Yeah.
So,
Well, speaking of work, what is coming up for you as far as tour dates and promoting this new music?
well, we've got I've got a show down in Fredericksburg, Texas, opening up for the Oak Ridge Boys on September the 16th. So I'm really looking forward to that one. That one's I've always loved the Oak Ridge Boys. They're just a good group of guys, good Christian guys. So I'm excited for that, and just a lot of other shows coming up. We've got some shows for some veterans organizations that I always am very involved in trying to do stuff for the veterans community, and just trying to give back to my brothers and sisters in the armed forces. So we've got shows there with them, and just a lot coming up. A lot of different gigs. So just always staying busy, my friend.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for your service, and thank you for all that you continue to do for our vets out there. That is one of the best things that you can do, is to be able to give back, as you guys have done so much for us. That is for sure.
Thank you.
And please tell your mom I said hello. I know she's probably your biggest fan, and boy, she's right there on Facebook, and she follows our show. And be sure to tell Judy I said hello, will you?
I sure will. She definitely is a big help in the music, and so I don't know where I'd be today without her. So she's been a great support for me.
That's awesome.
So,
Well, Brandon Bamburg Music on Facebook, and you can keep up with what's going on with Brandon, and you can get his new song, Youngest Old Man Around, on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all those great places that we get our music these days. And you can also hear it right here on My Kind of Country, and we're going to play it for you right now. Brandon, thank you so much again for taking time to be on the show.
thanks a lot, Scott. Thank you.
Crazier day by day. Whatever happened to the good old ways, when people showed respect and gave a damn? I've only been around for 30 years, but This world has brought me to tears, and I rarely hear yes sir or yes ma'am. Whatever happened to customer service? You've gotta figure it out on your own. And when you don't have all the answers are on your phone. A lot of people like the latest trends, but I'll keep it old school for now. It's just me and my old guitar, 'cause I'm the youngest old man around. Watching old western shows, playing poker and dominoes, and listening to the sounds of a steel guitar. But the world has got out of line. Everyone has lost their minds, and lately nowadays it's gone too far. Whatever happened to customer service? You've gotta figure it out on your own. And when you don't have all the answers are on your phone. A lot of people like the latest trends, but I'll keep it old school for now. It's just me and my old guitar, 'cause I'm the youngest old man around. To customer service, you've gotta figure it out on your own. And when you don't have all the answers are on your phones. A lot of people like the latest trends, but I'll keep it old school for now. It's just me and my old guitar, 'cause I'm the youngest old man around. It's just me